From June 30th to July 8th, all over Cape Breton Island, Kitchen Fest is back, and we are celebrating year 10. It's happening over 9 days, in 33 venues, with over 150 performers, and you're invited to kick off the summer season with us. Concerts and Ceilidhs, pub nights, and square dances. Cape Breton welcomes you to the island-wide kitchen party. For full festival details, you can visit kitchenfest.ca.
The milling of the coarse homespun cloth, as in the old days, is repeated even today on occasion when friends gather for an old-time milling frolic to the lilt of Gaelic songs.
Hello, Kimada Hashif. Ismisha Connell nach Richard ik Awastad Rewan ik Runul ik Awastad Walkin Beck. I'm Connell McKinnon. Agus Sanju Hami Akawashtan Gaelic Hami Dawa Hekish Gave Root Beck Man Orain Wuwai. I'm at the Gaelic College today and I'm teaching you guys a little bit about the milling tradition and milling songs here in Cape Breton. I'm seated here at Gumborth Wuwag at the milling table and I have my blanket in front of me. And a milling frolic is a form of communal labor, and it's the last step in the process of making our blankets and our clothing for the year. So traditionally, we would be milling at the end of harvest season, and it's quite a laborious process. So instead of undertaking that as a family or one person, we get everyone together and make a community go of it. The milling tradition is not only a task of labor, but it was kind of a ceilidh and a get-together and a party. Everyone had taken in their crops and kind of shutting things down, getting ready for the winter. So it was a good way to have one last blast of fun before the winter sets in. And everyone would bring their cloth that was just off the loom and we'd mill it together around the table. The process of milling, you need to wet the cloth. It's kind of loose when it comes off the loom, and we would sew it into a circle and seated around the table, we pound it wet off the milling board or the milling table, and that felts it and gets the cloth more waterproof and able to be made into blankets and clothing. And we'd make a pretty fun night out of it, and there would be matchmaking, and there might be a drink or two, and a fiddler might be there, and a dancer in the other room. So you'd have your seat at the milling table, and you'd sing a few songs, and you might go into the other room and have a meal. And now that we no longer have to mill, or we're not making our own cloth as much anymore, we continue the tradition, and it's used as a way to share songs and to share language and just an intergenerational transmission in communities. So there's still milling frolics to this day in communities like Johnstown, Christmas Island, different communities around Cape Breton. And it's just a great way to get together at the end of the harvest season and have a bit of fun and have a laugh and share some songs and stories and to meet with elders and just share the language and tradition. Some of these songs share women's perspectives. In the old country, milling was quite often women's work, and when it came to the New World, you start hearing songs about hunting and sailing and things like this when the men started joining in on the milling table. One song I'll give you an example of is Mary Woodach, My Lovely Mary, and it's a song composed by Callum Gillis from Southwest Margaree, and it's a story from the Iona area of a fella that was working closely with a woman from Mabu, and she had to leave to the States, and they were kind of set to be married, but she had to leave, and he kind of went through some betrayal through a friend, and they never ended up getting together, but Callum heard this story and composed a song about it. We'll try that one. I horo mo veri woodach stulich lum an gachum found smuatach me as the yesa hamochria jayrach traum nu a hunik me erusu vaton at der mur nach lum Hurum boys and nuad minchin leto charug kinchach kiun I horo mo veri woodach stulich lum an gachum found Smuatach mi esta Jesa mochria, Jairach traum, ni in down a hui in crui, cook me gul gutes me och. Gede toeje sin moch harsten chum sin gun bin drast de post. I oro mo very woodok, stulich loom and gachum found. Smooth doch, me esta Jesa ha mochria, Jairach traum sound and Jewish let go veroch, go of my linen go och woem. Skit the haum Boston rioch strika he me usnam huin. I horo mo very woodok, stulich loom and gachum found. Smooth toch me esta Jesa ha mochria, Jairach traum. Shoak of Pius Beck yen Oren. That was just a small piece of the song, but good example of the milling tradition here in Cape Breton.
For me, Malibu has always been pretty magical. You know, landscape, people, music, a way of life. There really is something special and genuine about this place. Malibu always seems to be ready to give you its heart. Here at Bainvabu, you have a chance to be part of a movement, drawing on our roots to reimagine our future. Stand out from the crowd, invest in yourself. Live in community, learn in community. Here, you'll find a place that welcomes you, where the wisdom of the culture nourishes you. Honestly, if I try to imagine the perfect place to go to university, this is it. In Malibu, where culture lives.
From June 30th to July 8th, all over Cape Breton Island, Kitchen Fest is back and we are celebrating year 10. It's happening over 9 days, in 33 venues, with over 150 performers, and you're invited to kick off the summer season with us. Concerts and Ceilidhs, pub nights, and square dances. Cape Breton welcomes you to the island-wide kitchen party. For full festival details, you can visit kitchenfest.ca.
best course of action is just to start things off with a rip of jigs. We'll just keep going right along, I guess, with a March Strass Bay reel set. Let's start with a Jerry Holland tune. We'll start out with Old Faithful, and then carry on with whatever I decide when I get to the end of that one. blast of tunes before we get up more of the great music that's here for you this evening. And I didn't think of what we were going to play while I was playing, so maybe we'll try a set in A. How do you feel about A? Okay, good. Just for all of you keeping score out there, if you want to play along, we're being A.
Great job. That switch on there, that red.
Oh, switch?
Yep.
There we go.
There you go.
Good stuff. Give a hand for Jason and Gillian. So in the coming weeks, the college is going to be busy with a bunch of events. So there's Kitchen Fest, which starts this Friday and it goes till July 8th. There's going to be concerts and Ceilidhs all over the island. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely a highlight of my summer. So if you want to check out kitchenfest.ca if you haven't already, the full schedule is there. And it's a great festival and it's run by the Gaelic College. So yeah, next up we'll have Jason, and he is going to play some guitar and sing some songs. He's a very talented musician, so it's great to have him play some songs. So give a hand for Jason.
Kim the How. That's all I know, so I can't go any further. So I just before I left Sydney River, my wife told me as I was going out the door, she said, "Oh, your uncle got a blue lobster today." So he posted on Facebook. My uncle that I used to fish with, his name is Norman McLeod, and he fishes out of Forshoe Harbour. And I'll be honest, I miss not being on the water. But it's been about seven or 8 years now since I fished lobsters with him. But I'd like to share a song with you. This is a song that I I'm going to try my best to remember. I haven't played it in a while. But it's a song that I wrote for that uncle that caught the blue lobster today. I wrote this song for him quite a few years back. It was just before I started fishing the first season with him, and I didn't know what I was getting into. I had spent time on the water and the fishing boats when I was younger, just going out for fun. And when I signed up to be a deckhand with him, I wasn't really sure what to expect, you know. I couldn't just sit there and enjoy the view anymore. And I kind of took all these little stories, snippets of stories that different fishermen had, little tidbits of advice they gave me before I started. And if anyone knows fishermen, you know, they have some superstitions. You know, hear a few of them in this song. I was a young lad, my uncle gave to me a shell that came from the bottom of the sea. I said, lad, why don't you put it to your ear? Looked up at him and said, what is that I hear? That is the sound of a beautiful day, greeted by the sun as the bow cuts the wave. We must respect it, 'cause as pretty as she is, oh, wild she can be. Yes, that is the sea. That is the sea. Walked to the harbor on a pretty afternoon. Couldn't help but feel inspired to whistle out a tune. I stepped on the wharf and the old man said, no whistling here. Bring on the weather that the sea folk all fear. They love the sound of a beautiful day, greeted by the sun as the bow cuts the wave. We must respect it, 'cause as pretty as she is, oh, wild she can be. Yes, that is the sea. That is the sea. No big gloves allowed, no whistling from a storm. Never lay the hatches upside down. When you turn, never turn against the sun. Still struggle to wake up as we head out the harbor, past the lighthouse. The seagulls cry at first light. My uncle said we'll have to sail so we can haul against the tide. I'm so proud to be working by his side. 'Cause I love the sound of a beautiful day, greeted by the sun as the bow cuts the wave. We must respect it, 'cause as pretty as she is, oh, wild she can be. Yes, that is the sea. That is the sea. Yes, that is the So my wife comes from a place called Northside East Bay. Anyone familiar with Northside East Bay? So I grew up on the Mire River. She grew up on the Bedore. And I gotta say, I'm pretty lucky. I married into a pretty amazing family, the McClellan family. And I kind of lucked out because other than playing music, I'm also a carpenter. And all her family, all the guys in the family are all carpenters. So I kind of lucked out because I was a finished carpenter before I met my wife, and then they turned me into a framer. And I get along great with her mom too. She makes me apple pie every chance that I get. Every time I put a little hint in, there's an apple pie there for me she makes. I gotta say, I'm really grateful to have married into that family, and I think my wife feels the same way about the MacDonalds. And I remember it was the first Thanksgiving that I spent with them. And after we had our Thanksgiving meal, I helped do the dishes, and I couldn't help but admire this little bench that they had tucked underneath an apple tree. And I took my guitar out there, and I started writing this song about being thankful. And it was Thanksgiving after all. I wrote this song called So Blessed. It's all kind of wrapped around all the kind of idea behind the song was all thinking about all the memories that my wife and I were making as we were going through all these different steps in our lives. And I thought what it's going to be like for us to look back on it years later. So that's kind of where this song came from. I want to go back. Yeah, I'm going back. And I'm so blessed to have you here with me. Gonna walk through the door to a world I once lived in before. And I'm so blessed to have you here with me. We'll run on the hillside, pick apples from the trees, put our feet in the river, and we'll sing in the breeze. I'm so blessed to have you here with me. Passes by, I look fondly dying. I'm so blessed to have you here with me. All the photos are packed away, all them out on rainy days, and I'm so blessed to have you here with me. On the hillside, pick apples from the trees, put our feet in the river, and we'll sing in the breeze. I'm so blessed to have you here with me. On the hillside, pick apples from the trees, put our feet in the river, and we'll sing in the breeze. I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed
have you here with me. I wanna go back. Yeah, I'm going back. And I'm so blessed to have you here with me. Thank you very much. My apologies to anybody that has perfect pitch. It's a great thing, well, it'd be a great thing to have perfect pitch. I wasn't born with it. And the tricky thing is, about this time of year, my guitars always seem to be going south. I don't know if any other guitar players or any other musicians here have that problem yet. My apologies. So, there's this one certain song that I used to play quite a bit, and let me try it out here for you. This is a song that I grew up listening to a lot of the songwriters from Atlantic Canada, and one of my favorites was Lenny Gallant, and from Prince Edward Island. And then I have to say, if anybody doesn't know of Lenny Gallant, they should check him out. And if you ever get a chance to see him live, you'll be in for a treat. He's a fantastic songwriter and a great performer. And this is a rendition of a song that he wrote called "Which Way Does the River Run?" Which way does the river run through this town? Which way does the wind blow when the sun goes down? Keep knocking on the window pane, said Lenny, I think it's gonna rain. Kissed as they watched the storm, they held each other to keep warm. They had just met that day, played guitar in a small cafe. Said she loved the Dylan song, what about moving on? All the way to Montreal, you got where the car would stop. Spoke a little high school French, she laughed and said it made no sense. Dita went down all the way, she had a friend out in Gaspé. Laid on the hardwood floor, made love some more. Which way does the river run through this town? Which way does the wind blow when the sun goes down? Which way does the river run through this town? Which way does the wind blow when the sun goes down? See to the sun, back on the 401. Every town got a tale to tell, and every street's got dreams to sell. Spoke about history, said she was a one-quarter Cree. Mother wouldn't let her know, father said it was so. Which way does the river run through this town? Which way does the wind blow when the sun goes down? Which way does the river run through this town? Which way does the wind blow when the sun goes down? Western coast, we could dive in the ocean there, turn and come back here. There's no place for you and me, but I love this country. Gas gauge was getting low when they left Ontario. Which way does the river run through this town? Which way does the wind blow when the sun goes down? Which way does the river run through this town? Which way does the wind blow when the sun goes down? Which way does the river run? 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 Which way does the river run?
Very much. I'm going to let the next performer come up here.
That was great. Give a hand for Jason MacDonald. So, do we have any visitors here? Where are you all from? Atlanta? Florida, wow. Louisiana. Vancouver. Maine. Wow. Curacao, yeah, that's fine. Nice. Well, thanks for coming out, and it's super nice to have you guys here tonight. So to introduce myself, I actually grew up in the Caribbean, Curacao. Our family moved there when I was 7, and I stayed there until I graduated high school. But we were fortunate enough to be able to come back to Cape Breton every summer and to visit family, and also I went to a lot of the Gaelic College camps growing up. So super nice to be back and to work here this summer. So yeah, I'm gonna play some tunes. I'm gonna start with a tune called Sleepless. It's actually a Jason Roach tune. I first heard it off of a commercial. Destination Cape Breton had this nice commercial, and I heard it, and I was like, I need to learn that tune. It was super nice. So that's where I learned that. And then I'll go into some jigs, and Jason's gonna start her off with a little intro. So. Next up, we'll have Michael Kavanagh come up and play some tunes. He's from Englishtown, and he's a regular here. He comes every week and does our sound for the Wednesday Night Ceilidh, so he makes us all sound good. So super great to have him every single week with us, and we'll have some great tunes from Michael, so give it up for him.
How's everybody doing this evening? There you go, that's great. I can't see anybody past these three in the front here. Well, these guys over here, a little brighter on this side. Thanks. Oh, yeah, there you go. Songs by a fellow named Paul Brady from over in Ireland, and it's he didn't write it, but it's an old traditional song that he does a great rendition of. So I'm going to try to mimic his rendition of it. And the name is deceiving because you say it's an old, like an Irish traditional song, but the song's called "The Lake Pontchartrain." So that's obviously not in Ireland, but it's been an Irish immigrant kind of coming to the area there and helping build up the city, and it's like a broken-hearted love story type of thing. And I fell in love with a Creole girl by the lake of Pontchartrain. I said, me pretty Creole girl, me money here's no good. If it weren't for the alligators, I'd sleep out in the wood. You're welcome here, kind stranger. Our house is very plain, but we'll never turn a stranger out on the lake of Pontchartrain. She took me to her mommy's house and she treated me right well. The hair upon her shoulders in jet black ringlets fell. To try and paint her beauty, I'm sure 'twould be in vain. So handsome was my Creole girl by the lake of Pontchartrain. Song that I like playing quite often. And if anybody knows who Ceilidh McPhee is, he's a great singer-songwriter. And as good as he is at that, he's probably just a better person in general. He's a super, super nice guy. Always has a joke ready when you see him and when you talk to him. And talented in lots of different respects. He actually took the photos for my wedding. Spent the whole day taking photos and joking with everybody in the wedding parties and everything. It was perfect. So we'll do one of his songs here. Called Nova Scotia to Me. May not be Hollywood, may not be Rome. You won't find the streets paved with gold. May not be heaven or paradise road, but it's the nearest place here that I know. 'Cause here I can sing, here I can dance, be who I want, be given the chance to love and be free, to love and be me. Nova Scotia to me. Along with the roses I know you'll find thorns. Along with the rich there are poor. And no, it's not Hollywood, and no, it's not Rome, but it's the nearest place here that I know. And here I can sing, here I can dance, be who I want, be given the chance to love and be free, to love and be me. Nova Scotia to me. Here I can sing, here I can dance, be who I want, be given the chance to love and be free, to love and be me. Nova Scotia to me. I've rounded this country, I've traveled the globe. When I rode the steel railway, I've been many places, I may go again, but the place where I'll be in the end is where I can sing, where I can dance, be who I want, be given the chance to love and be free, to love and be me. Nova Scotia to me, where I can sing, where I can dance, be who I want, be given a chance to love and be free, to love and be me. Nova Scotia to me. Thank you very much. Back on. Good stuff. Make it loud again.
Good stuff. Give a hand for Michael Callahan. So we'll have Gillian Head and Jason Roach back up on stage for some great tunes. And Jason MacDonald. Perfect. And after the Ceilidh, you can go check out over there where they have some, Jason Roach has some art, and they also have some CDs over there, so after the Ceilidh you can go check out all the stuff they have over there. What's oh, look at that.
Yeah, so you can't buy this one because I'm going to buy it. But this is pretty cool. Moose straps.
Bootstraps.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got some great ones over there. So check it out.
Yeah, check it out. And for the people watching online, is there a way that they could?
It's Outer Strat Space.
Okay.
It's on Facebook. Anyway. Yeah.
Cool. So Outer Strat Space on Facebook if you wanna support Jason.
I'll put
or-
it in
yeah.
I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, I'll put it in the
Oh,
comments.
right. Yeah, thanks.
Good stuff.
Might take her fiddle off Facebook.
Yep. Your guitar a little whirl there, Jason. Oh. I'll get you plugged in first, then I'll...
Try that out.
Great. Well, thanks for everyone for coming out tonight.
Not sure which one. Oh, it's that one, is it? Alright. Just in case it was just pulling or something.
That is very hot. I was just playing.
Oh, yeah, no, eh? So, try again and. No, let's see. Oh, what's that here?
Oh, it's up there.
Well, actually, here's something here. I think your battery might go dead, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this here.
Oh, yes, right, okay. Colonize and save.
To share the chain. There we go. Pull it this way.
Sorry, everyone. It's my fault.
There we go. See? Figured it out.
Takes a village.
Well, thanks for coming out tonight, and thanks to Gillian, Jason Roach, Jason MacDonald, and Michael Cavanaugh too. So, yeah, we're gonna start with a song, and then you want to join us too? Or?
I can probably try that right quick and just.
And also thanks to Ryan on the live stream and everyone watching online too. And Barbie in the back there for the drinks and the oat cakes. So for next week, the Wednesday night Ceilidh, we're gonna have Wendy McIsaac, Patrick Gillis, Mac Moran, and the Cape Breton Island Pipe Band. So it's gonna be a great Ceilidh next week. It's gonna be a part of Kitchen Fest, so it's gonna be a bunch of concerts all next week. So make sure to check out kitchenfest.ca. And the Gaelic College is also gonna have pub nights and lunchtime Ceilidhs. So if you're in the area, it's gonna be a lot of fun next week.
There we go. Back and forth we go.
So it is summertime officially now, right? Yeah. As of 21st, is it the 21st? Is it the last day of spring or the first day of summer? I'm not sure which. First day is summer, okay. So this song is just the intro. The first line is just about a week late, but this is an old standard, and it's in D. We're gonna have some tunes though, right? Yeah, okay, cool.
Some tunes in D is what we're doing.
Oh, great, perfect. I usually do it at E, but I was thinking that you were gonna play a D. I could just sense it, yeah. So thanks for everybody for stopping in, and it's great to hear that so many people are checking out Cape Breton Island. I love this place, and I'm sure that all the people up here on stage, I know they do too. So I hope you enjoy your time here in Cape Breton Island. Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme goes around the blooming heather.
you go? I say go, and we'll all go together to plug wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go? Well, I say go. Build my love a bower near your clear and crystal fountain, and on that I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? Come here, and we'll all go together like wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go? I see you go. Or take it away again, Vic. Should my true love leave, I shall surely find no other where the wild mountain thyme moves around the purple heather. Where you go, lassie, go. Let me hear you. And we'll all go together like wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go? I say go. One more time. And we'll all go together to plug wild mountain thyme all around the purple heather. Will you go? I say go. Thanks for singing along. We're gonna try going some D tunes here.